It is Tuesday, December 23rd, and welcome back to the Nick Watkins Show. I'm Nick Watkins. Let's get into it, starting with the 49ers performance on Monday Night Football last night, where they took down the Indianapolis Colts 48-27. This was a great game, great win, powered by the offense. 440 total yards of offense, 28 first downs in this game, 7 for 11 on third down, 4 of 6 in the red zone. And yeah, Brock Purdy, 295 yards, 5 touchdowns in this game. He was excellent. First 49er to throw 5 touchdowns in a game since Steve Young in the Super Bowl in 94 um, against the Chargers, where he threw 6 touchdowns. And he's the first Niners quarterback ever to throw 5 touchdowns on Monday Night Football. When you think of all the great quarterbacks, Montana, Young, you could throw Smith in there, you throw Garcia in there. Of all the great quarterbacks we've had in our franchise history, Brock's the first to do that. So he had 295 yards, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. The interception, obviously, it makes the stat line seem a little less good. Obviously, he still was amazing in this game. But the interception didn't come back to bite us, so it's all right. Christian McCaffrey, 21 carries, as well as 6 catches. He had 146 total yards, 117 rushing, and the rest receiving. 2 total touchdowns in this game, both receiving. George Kittle, 7 for 115 and a tutty. Jawan, 5 for 71 and a tutty. Demarcus Robinson had a touchdown. KB had 3 catches. Um, this was a great offensive performance. Brock was, getting it to all the weapons. We were running the ball very well. We had, let's see, 145 rushing yards to the Colts 58, and we did throw for 295 yards as well. We did a nice job on the off. Not just a nice job. We did a great job. 48 points again. This is the well, I feel like in this winning streak that we've put up 40 twice. We've put up 37 once, and then we had 26 and 20. So we've put up 30 plus in 3 of the 5 games of this great winning streak that we've been on. And yeah, the offense is clicking. There is a downside to this, though, as George Kittle had a ankle injury. He thinks it's not a high ankle sprain. That's what he said. And obviously, we're taking it day to day. It will be awful to lose Kittle. I mean, he's such a great player, both catching and blocking. He takes so much pride in his blocking, and we've been able to run the ball much better since he's been back. Obviously, if he's not able to go, it would suck. We do have good backups at the tight end position. I mean, Tonjes and Farrell. Tonjes was the hero week 1. And he played a good game last night when Kittle was out of the game, and Farrell is probably the more blocking version of the two. So those two can combine to not replace. Well, they will have to replace Kittle, but they can't. They won't be able to replace all of him, but they should be able to do a good job. Not necessarily freaking out if Kittle can't play. Obviously, you want him to play, but it's not the end of the world if he doesn't play. So we're hoping that he gets well, recovers, heals up. He's got a big game next week. The defense was good in this game as well. Obviously, going up against Philip Rivers, the 44-year-old grandfather. I said it was going to be nice if we can get some pressure on him. I didn't expect to, but we did have 4 hits on the quarterback. We had 2 sacks. We forced 2 fumbles, which is good. I mean, one of them was a kickoff, so that was big. But yeah, the defense, we let up a lot of passing yards, but that's kind of expected now. I mean, the key is like you can give up the yards as long as you don't give up the touchdowns, and as long as you can hold the field goals and get stops on third down, then it should be all right. D. Winters had a pick 6 in this game. Phil Rivers, he looked kind of good out there. Granted, we couldn't get much pressure. He was kind of carving us up in the first half, but the offense covered up for the defensive woes like they've done many times this year. And some might say it's unsustainable, but I feel pretty good about where we're at right now. The game started out, the Colts took the ball to open the game, and they scored a touchdown to Alec Pierce. The 49ers responded with a very quick drive to Demarcus Robinson, and then on the kickoff, the Colts fumbled. Tonjes recovered. Jair Brown forced the fumble, and then McCaffrey scored a touchdown. And the Colts went down the field. into the second quarter, and they scored a touchdown, another one to Alec Pierce. And then the 49ers responded again to Kittle. So it was 21-14 at that point. Pinheiro comes on, hits a field goal to make it 24-14, then 24-17. And then we get the ball with 20 seconds remaining. We get it to KB, which sets up a 64-yard field goal for Pinheiro. And I really want to applaud his effort on this one. He didn't make it. He missed it from 64, but he does not have the strongest leg. 50 yards is kind of questionable if he's going to make like a deep 50-yarder. It's kind of iffy if he's going to make it. This is from 64, which is ridiculous, and he hit it right down the middle. It was perfectly straight, and it hit off the crossbar. So if it was from 63, I believe it would have hit the crossbar and went in, as opposed to hitting the crossbar and going out. This was a fantastic kick, and you got to give Eddie credit for really putting all of it and putting everything he had into that kick, and he just missed it. So he should be proud of himself for that. And obviously, we still won the game. He was good. Eddie was good as per usual, and it would have been cool if he made it, but no big deal. It was right before the half, so good effort from Pinheiro there. Jawan had a touchdown catch on the first drive of the third quarter. The Colts hit a field goal. We responded with a field goal of our own. Jonathan Taylor had a touchdown to cut it to 7. McCaffrey, another touchdown catch to go back up. Then Purdy threw the interception. The Colts were down 14 at this point, and the Colts were thinking maybe we can come back. He threw the interception, 4 minutes to go. Pick six, D Winners 74-yard pick six to seal the game, and that's how the 49ers won by that score of 48-27. Great W for the 49ers. The Colts are not mathematically eliminated, I do not believe, but it's going to be very hard. They need a lot of things to go their way for them to make it. As for the 49ers, that puts us at 11-4, still second in the West, and now the 5 seed in the NFC. We have the first wild card spot over the Rams and over the Packers. So if it stands like this, we would go to the winner of the NFC South, either Carolina or Tampa Bay. But we're gunning for that number 1 seed in the bye. That's what we're going for. The Seahawks 12-3. They are a game ahead of us, but if we win that crucial Week 18 matchup, assuming both teams win next week, that would set up a winner-take-all for the 1 seed and for the West, much like 2019, if you remember that. We went to Seattle. We were 12-3 at that point. They were 11-4, and the winner of that game would have won the division. And we won the division, which was great. And it's kind of like the opposite almost. The Seahawks are the one with a better record. We have the home game. Hopefully we can win this one if it comes to that. And so, yeah, great W for the 49ers. One last thing that I want to mention before we switch to the Warriors is that Thomas Morstead, our punter, who's been pretty good this year, he has not punted since November. Literally has not punted since November 30th, our game against the Browns. We had the Browns game, and then the bye week, the Titans, and this game. He has not punted in the month of December, and that means you're doing a lot of things right. You're scoring a lot of points if you're doing that. So, a great win for the 49ers. Very happy about that result. So now let's go to the Warriors, who won yesterday 120-97 over the Orlando Magic at home. This was a nice win for the Dubs. Obviously, we won by 23 points. But this is there was an interesting part of the game that we'll get into. It was pretty back and forth for the first half. Not much separation between the two. The Magic biggest lead was 7 points in the first quarter, and it never got higher than that in the first half. It was very back and forth, very tight. Then the third quarter started, and this was where the interesting stuff happened. This is where the Warriors came out, usually a very strong third quarter team. They came out, they were stumbling, turning the ball over, not playing good basketball. So Steve Kerr calls a timeout. Draymond Green, we know about Draymond. He's got a short fuse, very passionate, very emotional player. He comes over. He was already mad about something. They get into it, start yelling at each other. And no one's sure exactly what was said. Only the people on the Warriors and in that huddle knew what was said. They know what was said. But eventually, Draymond removed himself from the bench. Kerr didn't make him go. He went by himself to the locker room, and he remained there to cool off, he said. He came back in the fourth quarter, did not go back into the game. And the interesting part about it was he was having a pretty good game. I mean, he had 9 points, 7 boards, 2 assists. He was contributing. But after Draymond left, we went on a huge run. We were down when he left, and we ended up winning by 23. So you can really see the big difference that made. That brings a couple questions about the role of Draymond on this team, how much he's contributing. I think that's kind of silly to say that we're better without him. I mean, he is a great player. He's a veteran. He's got 4 championships after all. But we did go on this run without him, and it brings up some questions that I'm kind of scared to get into. How much he's contributing, all that kind of stuff. What I do know is that we have played a great second half. Moses Moody had 20 points in this game. Jimmy Butler had 21. Steph had 26. Brendan Pajemski had 16 points. QP had a nice game, 8 and 12. And Brandon Pajemski plus 36 in this game, and I've been pretty critical of him. That's insane. Be plus 36. That is, yeah, great job, Pajemski. Had a nice game yesterday. But the thing about the Warriors in this game is that they were very relentless. That was the word that was used, I believe, by Azubuike. They were aggressive. They were rebounding. They were getting points off turnovers. They were, getting inside. They were playing, you know, they were playing good basketball. And I think that's what led to this. The Warriors had 24 second chance points to the Magic 9, which is very odd for the Warriors, and 21 points off turnovers to the Magic's 9. So that probably contributed to that. It was a nice win, obviously. Now we're back to 15 and 15, back to 500. So let's just keep it rolling. Next game on Christmas against the Mavericks. That'll be a big game. We'll kind of look into more of the Draymond situation, try and see what's happening there. It's very, very intriguing for sure. So that was the Warriors game, good win. And then tonight the Sharks play at Vegas. The Sharks are 17, 16, and 3. The Golden Knights are 16, 8, and 10. Because of all of those ties, even though we have more wins than them, they have a lot more ties. They are 5 points ahead of us in the Pacific. The Sharks are actually now out of a playoff spot because we haven't played in a couple of days. We are just 1 point back, or 2 points back of the Mammoths. So let's try and get that win tonight for the Sharks. So yeah, just to recap, great Niners win, good Warriors win, and hopefully the Sharks can add to the winning ways of the Bay Area teams tonight. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you tomorrow.